Hi viewers, how are you all? I hope you are all doing well. In our last video, we learned about the introduction, meaning and relationship between social science and other subjects. After that, we studied significance and contributions of social science in the development of children. After that, we see some methods of teaching in social science. In today's class, let us see National Education Policy and Teaching of Social Study. Under this, we see some subheadings. Those are the National Education Policy 1986, Education Without Burden 1993, National Curriculum Framework 2005. Lastly, we see the planning of a social science curriculum in different level. Now let us see National Education Policy and Teaching of Social Study. Education is a concurrent subject on which the state government and central government both can formulate policies. Despite this fact, the major educational policies are formulated by the central government to ensure the uniformity and equality in education. The government of independent India has reviewed the educational status in India from the time to time, and it has evolved the method of imparting education in India. Social study helps to attain the objectives of such educational policies. Now let us see some educational policies which I have already told. Now let us begin with National Educational Policy 1986. This policy was formulated in the year 1986 and modified in the year 1992. The main provision of National Education Policy in 1986 are to bring uniformity in education and make adult education a movement, to make available education for all, and to maintain the quality of primary education, to emphasize on the girls' education, to establish Navodaya Vidyalaya in every district of a country, and to make middle education and vocational education, to consolidate all India technical education and comprehensions on physical education. Here we see that this National Educational Policy 1986 was work under to bring the uniformity in education and make adult education in the movement. It makes the education for all and to maintain the quality of primary education. It emphasizes, it gives importance to given the girls' education primarily. It established the Navodaya Vidyalaya in every district of the country and make the middle education and vocational education. And they give importance to the technical education and physical education. Those teaching of social study helps to attain the objectives of democratization and socialization of education inherent in this policy. Those are all about the National Education Policy 1986. Now let us move on towards Education Without Burden in 1993. Learning Without Burden was the title of the report of National Advisory Committee appointed by the Government of India in the year 1993 under the chairmanship of Yashpal. Now let us see main provisions of this policy is in regard to the burden on children and gravitational load of the school bag. This report discusses widely to improve a quality of education, and committee suggested to develop a capacity for lifelong self-learning and skill development. In modern education system, a child's everyday life and the content of the textbook is a transformation of knowledge into a load. Social studies, language, etc. becomes boring due to its lengthy content. Its teaching should be aided with use of audio visual in the classroom, and it should be linked with the daily life of the learners. Those are all about the Education Without Burden Now let us move on towards the National Curriculum Framework 2005. It is also called as a NCF. The new National Curriculum Framework has put the children's formally at the center of its proposal. Here we see the two concepts are there. Those are the first one is learning without burden, second one is child-centered education. It make a case for doing away with the stereotype-based gender and caste. This spread of document it is reflected that in the many examples for innovative teaching suggestions. Now let us see some suggestions. By breaking away from the established notion and prevalent teaching practices, the framework has laid the ground for the making a learning and a more exciting experience. Being a social science teacher, we should have to make our subject creative and interesting among the children. The framework suggests that the student should be able to connect knowledge to the life outside the school, ensure the learning it shifted away from the rote method. It recommends that the teachers should encourage the children not just to answer the question but also the frame question themselves and plan lessons so the children challenged to think and not simply repeated what is told to them. By stressing on the method, that framework emphasizes not just the role of the children but also that of the teachers. However, the National Curriculum Framework does not adequately consider that the teaching training process that needed to proceed the classroom reforms it recommended. The framework does not have a section on teacher education for curriculum renewal, which says the attempt at curricular reform they have not been adequately supported by the teachers' education. Large-scale recruitment of para-teachers that has dealt the identity of the teachers as a professionals. There is a cynicism among the teachers, especially in the government schools, and also there considerable amount of divided between the teachers and children from the marginalized section of the society. The National Council for Teachers Education (NCTE), a statutory body that lays down the guidelines for regulating teachers' education in the country, has welcomed the NCF 2005. The Council has agreed to recognize B.Ed program on the basis of a National Curriculum Framework. Now let us see planning of a social science and curriculum of different levels. In this area we see basically the three main levels. Those are first one is at a primary level, second one is a middle level, third one is a higher level. Now let us start with the primary level. The social science curriculum should be designed in the manner so that the children should be engaged in activities to understand the environment through the illustration from the physical, biological, social and cultural sphere. At this level, the teaching should be more participative and discussion oriented mood. Our second level is at middle level. The social science comprises the history, geography, sociology, political science and economic to develop better understanding of the social and economic challenges of the nation. The problem of contemporary India should be incorporated in the social science. The curriculum effort should be made to relate the content as much as possible to the children's everyday life. Our third level is at the higher level. The subject became a matter of choice and most of the students look towards job-oriented vocational courses. At this stage, the social science curriculum should be designed to equip them with the basic knowledge and the necessary skill to make the meaningful contribution in the field of their own choice. Those are all about the National Educational Policy and Teaching of a Social Study. If you have any queries regarding this, comment below, and thank you for watching this.